All right, let's talk about bending and what they do. I started to make these videos and then I thought I should probably just make a video about what all the bending styles do. So let's start that off right now. We're going to start with earthbending because in the show, that's my favorite. I would love to be an earthbender if I got to choose. I'm even wearing my Bossing Say earthbending shirt. Earthbending, I'm not going to go over the whole card because some of these cards I want to make whole videos on, but Earthbend 4 here says target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste that's still a land. Put 4/1/1 counters on it. When it dies or is exiled, return it to the battlefield tapped. Earthbending very flavorfully is animating your lands, but if they die when they're a creature, they just come back tapped, which is awesome because I hate strategies which are sacrificing lands or animating my lands because every time I do it, I get blown out and they die, and then I'm down on lands. This is cool to me. This makes me want to explore this, and there's a Toph card that's about this that I kind of want to make a deck out of it already because I just love earthbending that much. Okay, up next, we're going to do waterbending because that's my wife's favorite. So here on this Katara card, we have Waterbend X. Creatures you control have base power toughness XX until end of turn. It can't be X and activate only during your turn. So waterbending, what you can do with waterbend costs, whatever it may be, X, 3, 4, whatever, you can use it kind of like Convoke. So you can tap your artifacts and your creatures to help you pay for that waterbending cost. That's what it does. This one's pretty simple. I like it because it's like a different way of getting things done, which I really feel like the Water Tribe is all about, and waterbending is kind of all about doing that. They have healing and ice, so they have different ways to solve problems that's not just fighting. So that's pretty cool. Up next is fire, because who doesn't love fire? So on Fire Lord Zuko here, he's got Firebending X, which basically is whenever this creature attacks, add X red mana, sorry, and only until end of combat. So adding mana only until end of combat is kind of spooky. There's tons of stuff you can do, obviously, with instants and activating abilities and stuff. It doesn't have any restriction on what you can do with that mana. So the world is kind of your oyster, but it has to be in combat. But there's probably a ton of cool ways besides just playing instant spells that you could use this mana. So firebending is really just that. You get this quick burst when you're on the attack because firebending is very, very aggressive. So I feel like that's a flavor win here. You know, my boy Appa has the airbending, and I love this guy, but let's just look at airbending specifically. So when Appa enters, you airbend any number of other target non-land permanents you control. To airbend, you exile them. While each one is exiled, its owner may cast it for 2 rather than paying its mana cost. So airbending is kind of like, you could think of it as like lifting something up with air where it can't be touched momentarily, but you can always bring it back down. That's what it seems like to me. So airbending is just this temporary, like, it's kind of like putting it in exile, right? It's that simple. Airbending, kind of the least exciting one to me, maybe besides waterbending, because waterbending is just paying a cost. It's not really like I know it's a mechanic, but it's not really a very interesting mechanic in my opinion. But I do like this one. I love earthbending, and I love firebending. I think those are very unique, and especially the way that they made lands come back with earthbending really makes it appealing to people like me who don't love doing that strategy, but now I'm taking a second look at it now. So that's what bending does. Again, firebending, bursts of mana in combat. Earthbending is animating lands, but they come back when they die or leave. Airbending is putting things in exile and giving them kind of an alternate way to get them back. And waterbending is to help you pay waterbending costs specifically.